I'm even dropping a segment on it. Yo, what up, Cavernacle? We should meet. We should meet. I would love to. We should meet. We should meet. I gotta get the vanish command working. My chat be saying some random shit. I recently reached out to a content creator who was my size. His name is Homozygote. Homozygote has left the internet, or I want to say has left streaming entirely, but I'm not too sure yet. This was one of the main things I wanted to talk to him about.
Not just someone like this. I read you all that because I wanted to give you the perspective of people who actually like them, not just someone like me who you'd call jealous, a hater. You just want to be like them and you have to try and bring them down on something, which I'm.
I have said this in my streams over and over and over again to the point where I can't even manage having this thought anymore without needing to preface it. And I've talked about before having to preface my ideas with a disclaimer about I'm not dragging this person. It's a regular. In this day and age, we have rewarped, and I talked about this in my I Need Days Off from Capitalism video, which is somehow blowing up. I appreciate y'all for that. I have quite literally have broken my brain trying to figure out why you have to be within someone's orbit to have a valid opinion. Now, I understand that the internet is full of people. People could lie, people are lying, people have agendas, people have ulterior motives, some people are just in it for the money, some people really like the clout and attention every time they say something, blah blah blah, blah 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 blah. I get it. But when somebody presents themselves a certain way, like let's say me for example, clean camera, shit in focus, we live in the dream right now, show the audio clear. If I take time out to break it down to a point where I'm saying, hey, this is not about you as a person, this is about what you represent and the greater ideas of things, for you to be able to have the motion to just hand wave what I say because it hits different is one thing. I could definitely understand you seeing thousands of videos about why you're a bad creator, listening to two of them and being like, oh, these people are just clout sharky, blah, 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 whatever. Your audience takes that perception and places it on top of the other 98 creators who might have something good to say, who might have something that could improve your platform, that might have something that you might have overlooked. We are now in the world of I can't say shit because talking this about somebody and making a video about somebody or making a video about an idea, if it includes that person, you're clout sharking. You're using the mention and the focus for views. And it's like, damn, I guess we're all not doing anything anymore. Especially in what some might consider to be the fucking React era. We're still in the React world. A YouTuber makes a video about another YouTuber's takes, and then the YouTuber responds by reacting to that YouTuber's takes. And then don't even get me started on live streaming and how many iterations of that you gotta get. And then people are reacting on their YouTube channels to a live streamer reacting to their video. I get that relationships are broken. Relationships are so malleable on this website in content creation in general, especially between live streamers who get to express themselves on the fly for a long period of time, and you have to sift through that long period of time to see if there's any greater point being made. Not saying there aren't limits. I'm giving exits. I'm giving outs here. What I am about to say is that you are destroying people's mental health and livelihoods when they have the expertise to talk about something, or they are well rounded, or they are well grounded, and for some strange ass reason, you're looking at us like, you're just like them. You're just like them. Some motherfuckers always trying to ice skate uphill. Everybody's trying to somehow reinvent the wheel. And I don't understand why. Why do you feel the need to ever present yourself as this little seed? Your little seed sprouting. And once you start sprouting, all of a sudden anything in the dirt is not worth your time. Bro, your roots are still with us. You lucky I only got the capacity to do cell work and do photosynthesis. You lucky I'm trying to get my roots too. Because if I was a real evil motherfucker, I would go bad and poison the dirt. Some of y'all like poisoning the dirt. When you've locked yourself in your own chamber, your own circle, your own world, it is hard to imagine that people inside your circle don't like what you're doing. I remember watching a content creator who I will not name listen to some of my stuff. And when I brought up my friends or whatever, they imbued certain portions of my relationships with my friends to fit their own thoughts of me that were never real in the first place. And I showed that clip to the people I was mentioning outside of names. And one was in the chat too. And they said that my friends were enabling me because they don't want to be mean to me and tell me what I'm doing is bad. Yeah, that's why I'm getting more shares now. That's why I'm getting more likes now, because I'm putting more of myself out there and people are commenting, I didn't know you could do this, bro. This shit fire. Yeah, they're all enabling me because it's garbage. That's why bigger stars, bigger than me, who are doing Red Bull, I kind of gave the name away there, but they're doing Red Bull freestyles. They've reposted my shit because they're enabling me because it actually sucks and they don't want to tell me, right? Even though they don't know me. He seems like a nice guy, but... And I'm watching y'all trying to ice skate uphill. Same with these creators. I shouldn't have to, in any realm or fashion, tell people my justifications for having this opinion in a world where you still listening to Joe Rogan. You still listening to Laura Loomer. You still listening to Ben Shapiro. Like, we are all fighting an uphill battle, and now you get the ice skate uphill part. It just don't work. It don't hold up the scrutiny. And the problem with the scrutiny is that hundreds of people who might like me more, who might like people like me more, now have to sift through your bullshit to decide that for themselves. And when they do decide that, you've now made them pick between two people that they don't even know. But they're going to spend time watching them on Twitch. They're going to spend time on YouTube watching them. And they're always going to hold that preconceived notion that you gave them. So if I never give the preconceived notion, how do you have one? Let's listen to other creators. Let's listen to other people who react to and have spent time, years. I don't understand what's going on here. Why are they being silent on this issue? Why are they acting like this? Let's take it even further.
I'm not trying to do, but yeah, that was just interesting to read, especially that last one. And I totally get it, because you follow people you respect and you admire and you like, and you follow them for different reasons. And when something like this happens, you see them post like in support of Israel or give some liberal both sides thing, and it just like really degrades them in your view, or sickens you. Like, I unfollowed so many people in the same kind of period, like the end of 2023, because I'm like, how the fuck did I misjudge you so bad that you have said these terrible things? And I feel like it's even worse if you put leftist content creators on a pedestal when this one issue comes out and then you're like, well, you're just going to be silent and not talk about it. This is at the start, and now, you know, nearly 2 years later, it's pretty much the same. What I think a lot of those messages also represent is, you know, people watch them religiously and now they hate them, or they're done with them, or they don't want to watch them anymore. And I think that's just to say that they have served their purpose politically, and they have done a lot of good politically, and I'm not ever going to take that away from them. There's a lot in this space that wouldn't exist without these people pioneering it in the first place. So they should always be brought up in that conversation.
Like I said before, and that's why I brought up another live streamer in a previous part of this response. I'm never gonna sit there and say you didn't put me on. You put me on. You're the reason I started watching. But now I'm here and I get to see a little bit more into your character, and it feels like it's very mismatched with what I thought you were presenting me. Most people stop right there. I like content creators, they fuck up my vision of them, gotta get rid of them. Now I'm in the space talking to you in live, having to follow your moves. Let's say I'm a real big fan. And now we do a panel together. So now I'm watching a panel and I'm watching more panels, wondering if you ever gonna invite me back on. Somebody mentions, we'll get back to him. He was pretty dope, but oh, so I was left on the hook for 5 months. This is an exaggeration. This is not a real situation. If I feel that way as the person who makes the content, imagine how people feel who watch both of us, who love the collab and was like, yo, this man needs to be on this show more often. This woman needs to be on this show more often. And then the disconnect comes when they start saying shit or acting a certain way. And you're like, isn't that the person you want to do a collab with? You will not believe what they're stuck on now. And you're looking at it and it's like, wow, you're really coming up with this out of nothing. That is who you really are. That sucks. Is that I don't want to be connected to people on the internet in a way where I can say to them, that's who you really are. That's why I present myself the way I present myself and have since I got on this goddamn forsaken internet 14 years ago. I used to be Combat Man 23, Combat Arms. I named myself Combat Man 23. Somehow I still, when I was logging in, just off gameplay and clips. Yo, it's Combat! With a K, by the way. Who am I? Bro, these community shits that I used to feel and the presence I used to feel inside of them go so far back. We're talking Ratchet Deadlock. I had finally figured out how to get my PS2 online. Started playing Ratchet Deadlocked online. I had beaten the game a long ass time ago. I was like, I'm gonna play this game. I like this game. Within a few weeks, my name used to be Kill 'em All with 3 exclamation points. Yo, what up, Kill 'em? Invite, 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 invite. Voice chat. Remember that. People would ask me questions. How do you feel about this? How do you feel? You know, kids at the time talking, teenagers at the time talking. Whatever I said during that time was enough that people remembered me when I logged in. Never had a set schedule, of course. You had to, I'm usually on between 2 and 4 because, Saturdays I don't got school. When I logged on, yo, Kill 'em's on. I'm grabbing the boys real quick. Before parties, before you could invite people to the party, people would invite their friends when they knew I was on. So I took that as a responsibility. Maybe took it too far as thinking of it that way, but I still said, yo, people really like my presence in their online community since I'm joining them. Okay, that means that when I'm on, I gotta play a certain way. I gotta be a certain way. I can't, sit on there and cry about how my dad's fucking yelling at me and shit. I gotta have a clear moment. Because I would know that if somebody else is gaining this much attention in fucking online video game servers, what if somebody asked me a real question? Am I ready for that as a teenager? I was ready then, and I'm so ready now.
Even if we don't like them now, disagree with them now, or we're disappointed with them, they did help create this space in the first place. The same way with the Young Turks, they helped to create this space in the first place. But when you go on weird reactionary paths, or you are silent in the face of something that you can't imagine why anyone would be silent on, or relatively silent, or choosing to talk about weird things instead of silence, like leftist anti-Semitism, and it feels like as any sort of like leader in this space, you need to be kind of left behind. And we just kind of have to recognize that these people don't care about the politics they spoke about as much as they said they did.
Allah! May Allah awaken the people. May Allah awaken the people. Oh, it feel different now. Now it feel different. So when I see you going on a reactionary tangent, an intolerable reactionary tangent, based off something personal that forces you to question someone's advocacy in politics, that is who you really are. If it's personal enough that you'll take somebody and execute them on your growing large platform for daring to not like you, that is who you really are. And the fact that you took time out of what could be considered the death of the American empire to specifically go after one person multiple days in a row, that's what you really care about. And so you and me are not equal anymore. The only thing that is different is that, and I hate to group myself in this group with a person like this, not to say that he's a bad person overall. I'm sure he's like actually different offline, whatever, regardless. That's why like people will really look weirdly at people like me and Bad Empanada. I'm just gonna tell you what I feel. I'm gonna stand on it. I could be wrong, but I'm gonna stand on it. So if I know I'm gonna be wrong and I gotta stand on shit, it's probably easier for me to stand on shit that I at least know about. And that's all I'm ever gonna talk about. The problem for you is that I happen to know a lot. I was in a lot of circles growing up. Table tennis, that's the Asian American community. I'm going to the potlucks. I'm going to the graduations. I'm going to the family meetings. I'm celebrating with the families. They tell you things, stories about what's actually happening in the neighborhood and in the past. That's a whole other era of time that I'm already gaining. From that, I'm sitting with the wine connoisseurs, the sommeliers. Boring ass group of white people, they still got shit to say. They still got plans for their money. Oh, you investing in what? Oh, interesting. Make a couple $100,000 off that. I'm in the VGA club. I'm in the video game and science club. We're going to this con, we're going to that con. You meet people, you learn something. You play in video games, you go to tournaments, you learn something. Card games, you learn something. You get better at these things. People invite you places. You go to LAN parties, you go to this and that. You learn something. I played in a band. That took me all over the fucking Northeast. Parties, photography jobs, weddings. I'm constantly in different circles of different classes, age brackets, my racial groups, all of that. And then I'm a teacher on top of that. I got to teach some white kids. I got to teach some brown kids. I got to teach some black kids. One of the brown kids is questioning their identity. The white kid don't understand it. He over there acting up. I got the Hispanic kid in the corner. We call him Three Clicks. You don't even get that reference. All of this puts me in a place where, okay, I'm a wrestling fan, skateboarding fan, music fan, tech fan, this, that fan, learning everything, how to build computers, boys and girls harbor classes, doing my own classes, teaching in high school. You start putting it all together. And while I'm finally, for the first time in my life, slowing down and being in one place, I don't forget like the 26, 27, 28 years of pure hell that I went through every morning when I would get up and learn something new. I take a 2-week course from David Blaine on card tricks. You think I'm not performing anywhere? So, okay, on a Tuesday, after school, I gotta go here, then I gotta go to the Posse Foundation Scholarship, then at 7 o'clock, I go to this club down here, and they've got a teen magic performing from 8 to 8:30. I get home maybe about 9, 9:30, do my homework till 12, go to sleep, wake up the next day, do it again. My origin isn't hard to figure out. The fact that I haven't bullshitted you in 5 years is a track record that most people can't keep up with. Find me where I'm wrong in this. Because your viewers are saying it, my viewers are saying it, his viewers are saying it. A shift is coming. I need to know more about you before I can invest in you.
And it's very easy to care about things without consequence in a vacuum and make these video essays that are vague and about abstract concepts, and you don't have to be that specific, or you don't have to even be that relevant. You don't have to respond to stuff that's happening ever. And then suddenly your audience want you to do that, and they're asking, well, why don't you do that? And in your head, you're like, well, I don't do that type of thing. I don't.
The same way I had just said, it's not hard, bro. If you don't want to talk about it as a fucking music producer, that's fine. But add in a little in a song. And just be like, nah, that just sound fire. And wink at the camera. I don't care. Try. Share. Where's my button? Where's my fucking button? Where's the button? Can't find the button. Don't care.
Share an opinion. Share an opinion. Share an opinion right now. Just on the top of your head. Share an opinion. Anything. Just one opinion. That's all I'm asking. Share one opinion right now. Share.
I don't have an opinion, and that's why I just like everything that everyone else likes in pop culture.
Bitch ass culeros, man.
And that's why it's frustrating to people, because it's like,
I read your message, by the way. I like that. I work with press, and she just read that, never answered back. Exactly. Stay quiet.
well, we're trying to make you see this isn't like the audience asking you, make a video about Jeremy Corbyn starting a new political party or something. It's
Breaking. I can no longer view free scroll Trump social posts without an account.
not. It's about this one terrible thing that is literally destroying
Insane.
Western society right now, and the establishment is using it to centralize its authority, to attack free speech, and the world is just getting worse because of this. And yes, there is risk involved. There always is risk involved in talking about these things, but there is also significantly less risk involved for left-wing YouTubers to talk about these things. Of course, I am well aware of UK free speech laws, and if I'm totally honest, I would say I would like to talk about this in a different way that I can't talk about. And this is coming from me, someone who doesn't really have much of a filter when I talk about it. I am very conscious of UK free speech laws, so even I have to self-censor myself in some way because of UK law. But I don't think even people are asking them to push the boundaries. It's just like, there are creators who've set great examples and you could follow them, or you could have followed them, or you could have been the example. You could have inspired the whole of these people. And I just think there is such a correlation between people on Nebula and people who spoke about left-wing anti-Semitism and not spoken much about Gaza, that you just have to ask yourself, like, what are the point of these creators beyond entertainment? Are they informative? Yes. Are they educated? Yes. They put out like one video every so often. Here they won't speak about certain things that their audience want them to speak about, and that is just disappointing. But we've moved past them and we don't need them anymore. And I might have said in the description it's like the death of BreadTube, but it's just evolved into something I think that's better. Not better in terms of entertainment, not better in terms of quality, but I think there's more diversity. I think there's more like genuine principles. I think there's more leftism. I think there is more like just challenging the status quo in a way that is more immediate and real than what came before. You got to be grateful for these people even existing, because they did set the stage for the rest of us. But that's what they did. They set the stage, and now we don't really have to pay attention to them anymore, because they might make interesting videos about stuff. They might be entertaining, but at the same time, now their output is so minimal and their politics are so like, not centrist, but like establishment in their leftism, that there's not really like a use for them anymore beyond the entertainment stuff. So them becoming actors or more mainstream or whatever, like, fair enough. And the justification for Philosophy Tube is, you know, I'm an actor now, I can't say these things, and that's whatever. But yeah, it's totally fair to judge these people. And I will not accept comments hating on me for criticizing these people for not using their platform. If you're seriously here to do that, I don't know what to tell you. Like, think about what we're talking about here. Again, I will reiterate, this is not a pressure video for anyone to talk about stuff they don't want to talk about. It's just a video about why these people are becoming irrelevant and why they should become irrelevant. Because if you're not going to take a stand on this, You're not going to take a stand on anything when stuff gets worse. And it's going to get worse. And you have to be ready for what this genocide is setting the stage for. And it's even worse fucking shit to come in the future, that our governments are gleefully looking at this stuff, being like, everyone is getting desensitized and the gaslighting is working because our citizens are not doing anything. We voted in the Labour government after Keir Starmer said it was right to cut off water. So anyway, that's it for the video. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. And I'll just say to people who just get really defensive, you can keep watching their content. I'm not telling anyone not to watch their content. You can keep enjoying.
That's the final point I want to leave on that. That's the final point. You can still watch these people. You can still ingest it. I'm not pocket watching the fucking shit. Like, I watch Love Island. Shut the fuck up. I'm just saying, when somebody, if you're gonna move like a stepper, everybody a stepper till a stepper come and step to you. If you're gonna put yourself in a position where you're on camera, hi, it's I'm breaking the fourth wall. Hey, Colt Cabana, breaking the fourth wall here. If you're on camera, then you must be able to articulate to me why I should keep listening to you on camera. That's it. That's it. That's it.